Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Wednesday, June 16th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Welcome to all my Facebook peeps who come in and chat in the room. We have a lot of fun. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and watch. My lurkers, I love you guys. And welcome to all my YouTube viewers who view this after I upload it up to YouTube. Alright guys, and don't forget that this does go to video in Facebook as well, so there are lots of places to watch it. Alright, let's see if we can get resolved here. Zoom in. Zoom in. I bought them for the group. Let's see here. And I thought you guys would enjoy them and we can play around with some of the neat things that are in them. Alright, so let's see. Alright, and so I'm going to go through this real quick, and then I have something planned for you tonight, which I think you'll like. So this is Fairy and Fantasies by Christine Karen. Very nice book. Now, what I like about this particular book, hi Mary, is that it has the light grayscale in it. And for those of you that are still having concerns about doing grayscale, this is a perfect book for you. Zoom in. This is a sample of some of the work that you can do in it. Absolutely beautiful. Everything on here is named. Zoom out. Oh, Jean, hello. So good to see you guys. Okay, this one is called Fairy Ring. Well, I hope you can stay a while. These pages are one-sided, and the paper, I'd say, it's not super thin, but you know, it's not thick like a Johanna Bosford. I hope you can stay a while, Jean. This is called Wind Whispers. And of course, this book is on the affiliate list. Grace Fairy. Whimsy Fairy Celeste. Fae Messengers. Love the birds here. Fox Rider. Forest Sprite. S-P-R-I-T-E. Fairy Magic. Let me pull you out just a tad. Raven Guide. Water Nymph. I like this one a lot. Oh, and remember that glass goop that I have that I was using for you? That would be a very good item to use on here. It's by Plaid. Crystal clear. Unicorn Princesses. Baby Dragon. Love this one. And yes, this was the book I started to go through yesterday. Mr. Vampire. Tides of Time. Odette. This will be cool to color as well. They're all cool. Cowgirl Mermaid. Yeah, check out the seahorse. You could do a beautiful rendering on that one. Troll Girl. Fairy Tale Forest. Cookie Elves. That's appropriate for this group. We all like to eat while we're broadcasting. Seedling. Let me take a look at something here. And that is the front cover, guys. So that's called Seedling. And by the way, this book is designed for experienced colors and beginners. So, full ramp up on here. Okay. Lilies and Pearls. Beautiful. Dear Diary. Kitty Cuddles. Good one for fur. And Bedtime Stories. How cute is that? Okay, so this is the first one, Fairy and Fantasies Book 1. And like I said, I liked it enough that I went ahead and I got Book 2 as well. Alright, so let's pop through that one. This little girl, Sugar Plum Fairy. Hydrangea. That's going to be fun. Little Red Riding Hood. Summer Night Fiddler. Transients. Beloved. Beautiful. Ocean Eyes. Drop dead gorgeous on this one, I think, guys. Midnight Enchantress. Wild Berry Bloom. Queen's Chalice. Angel Eyes. Wood Elfing. Yeah, isn't that cute? I love this. This stuff drives me nuts because I see ideas for all of these. You know me. Forest Song. Wild Sunflowers Bloom. Leaf Rider. Oh, half the fun's coming up with these names, isn't it? Hi, Melba. Last Harvest. Melba is in the room. Lady Witch. small wonders. Dark eyes. And yes, that's a mower that you hear in the background. Fallen. Hi, Melissa. Cup of warmth. Beautiful, beautiful. Sweet temptation. This one's good for our group, right? We all love to stuff our faces. Polar Bear's Comfy Evening. Oh, putty cat. Knitting needles, books. Oh, look, it says Karen on it. CH Karen on these little books. I love it. Hello, Rhonda. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming in. Australia. And that's the end of that one. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Zoom out. Now, the last one I want to show you that I got, this is from Coloring Heaven. This is the Steampunk Special. I'm not a subscriber. I bought this book, and the reason that I got it is because I absolutely loved this picture. Now, if you've been watching posts, I've been going ahead and working on sections of this. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do a felt hat, how I do them, and how I do leather. So I've been fooling around with this. Alright, so let me go through this. Now, these books are by the Davenports. Let me see if I can see a little write-up about it. These two apparently are very well known. I can't think of the first names right now. But this is the Lady Davenport, the female of the two. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the names. Dawn Davidson. It's by the Davidsons. So these images are by Dawn Davidson. All right. Now, Dawn's tend to be a little less detailed. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse rebuilt the clock. When it strikes 3, the cats all flee. Hickory dickory dock. Cute sense of humor. Love the little gear. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack flies like he's a lunatic. So obviously Dawn loves to have fun. Beautiful, beautiful pieces, guys. Now, again, you may not exactly... Oh, you're welcome, Rhonda. My pleasure, darling. Little mechanical rabbit. And remember those metal gears I got? That's maybe some add-ons we can do. We'll see. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet to tinker with her toy harmonium. When her schoolmates did chide her, she sent forth her spider, which affected complete pandemonium. Mary had a clockwork bird with brass as bright as gold. There's the bird. And everywhere that Mary went, she brought the bird to hold. To school she took it every day. It chirped into her ears. the answers to arithmetic until it's stripped its gears. Yeah, Dawn's got a good sense of humor. I love this. She calls this the Mad Doctor. Okay, Tinkerer. Love this one as well. And then we've got a little metallic. Helen says that she's done Metal Gears in her book. Check it out. Okay, so we've got a mechanical butterfly here. And we're still on Dawn's works. Okay, now Matt Davidson, her husband, and you can see the distinct style change. So we're going from something like this to something like that. Oh, I didn't even notice that bird in there. Oh, and there's a lady back here. Okay. Alice in Wonderland in steampunk. Definitely different. Captain with the ships flying overhead. Look at this beautiful extension on the dress here. You can have a lot of fun with that. And the braids on the hair. Oh my gosh, the depth that you can get on doing that. Absolutely beautiful work, guys. So again, you can see that this is a little more involved. Yay, that noise is stopping. Look at this, Wizard of Oz in steampunk, of all things. Can you imagine that? I never would have thunk. Oh, I love it. Jamie West and Artesia Gordon. Okay, so we know this is off the Wild Wild West. Oh, that's hysterical. Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. Eliza. So what do you guys think of this? Yay, nay? Guess like Geisha. Geisha, excuse me. We'll get there. The Perfect Wife. Low maintenance, I love it. You hold the key to her heart. Easy on-off switch. She cooks, she cleans, she sews, runs silent, handy mute button. Oh my. Okay. Herlock Combs. Combs and Watt Sand. Nematopia. Cute, the Steam of Paris. Scarlet Rain. Almost to the end, Sky Queen. Oh, love these pieces. More leather to color too. The Steam Trunk. Travel Company Crew. Okay. And I love how the girl is holding a little mechanical doll. Rhonda, this is from Color Heaven, and you need to either subscribe or go to eBay and look for this book. You have to buy individual images. The floating lotus. Time flies. Beautiful. The Mad Doctor here. Victoria Frankenstein. Look at that hair. Could have a lot of fun with that too. Everybody see the relation on this? Wendy Victorious, Peter Pan, in steampunk no less. Wicked from Wizard of Oz again. Boy, those monkeys when I was young scared me. Zaleska, daughter of Dracula. And her victim on the floor with a rose across his chest. And let's see. Zephyr, Team Trunk Travel Company. Captain Mathis and First Mate Aurora. Okay, that's the end. 40 pictures, guys. So this is Coloring Heaven magazine. Oh, there you go, Julie. That's good to know, actually. Thank you for that bit of information, Julie. That I didn't know. Okay. And the background noise is stopped. Oh, that's how you got Jeff Haney's Coloring Heaven book. Okay. So again, it's a magazine, Coloring Heaven, Steampunk Special. It's out of the UK, but they do send subscriptions here, so you can just check on the pricing for that. Okay. Alrighty. Melba, are you ready? So, what we're going to be doing tonight, since Melba had her camera upside down, yeah, the one they got out now is a Book of Witches. Yeah, and see, that's another thing, guys. You know, if you don't subscribe, you can pick and choose the ones that you like. So that's why I choose not to subscribe. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Melba back on camera. She has changed her setting on her setup. On this rose again. Okay, Melba, I'm adding you now. So I'm looking forward to this. We decided that she should just go ahead and start over on this, and that way you guys can get the full tutorial. So while she's working on her setup there to get added, we'll get that going. Okay. Now, don't forget, we'll be working also eventually. Okay, Melba, it's a no answer from the live video guest. This piece is from Rhinestones, Furs, and Feathers. And I've been showing you how to do specifically the gems. And remember that I used the goop on that. And this one I did not. I showed it both ways. Zoom in. Zoom in. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at that. And remember that this gem set, I did not use the goop on it. So I wanted to show you that there is 2 ways to do this. So I will be continuing on that as well. And the other thing that I'm going to be working on at some point in time, and I wanted to make you guys aware of this as well, is Clara Markova, if you didn't know, offers free pages. Now, her books at this point are impossible to get unless you want to pay a lot of money, and these are freebies. So if you go to www.clara.markova, markova.com, you can get a few of these. She's got some card printouts and these little guys. So I got this one, and I got this one. Love the eyes on that. Isn't that cute? That's a huge cutie. And here's a little forest scene. So I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Let me pull you in and just show you. Isn't that absolutely darling? Does anybody have Clara Markova books? If so, I'm jealous. Oh my. Okay. So I'll tell you what, while Melba is working on her setup, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, what books do you have? Okay, Julie says not yet. Mary, yeah, tell me which books you have. Okay, I'm not receiving anything, Melba, so you want to pull out of Facebook and try again. Nothing's coming up that you're trying to get in. Zoom in. All right. Gina, Papa Demetrio, how are you doing? Okay, the request just came through, Melba. And it is adding you now.
Aha, hello.
Hi.
Okay, let's see if we got this right. Tell me when I'm on camera where you can see it.
Okay, right now we're looking at your light.
Oh, well, that's good. I need to change this camera around. Hold on.
Yeah.
That might work better.
There we go.
Hold on just a second. There you go. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Let me get this all straightened up.
Kovan, I can't even pronounce that. Lahad Nasty. Huh, that's interesting, Mary.
What in the world was that?
Fairy Miracles. Okay. Okay, and can you see your screen and your setup, Melba?
I can see that it's not upside down, but it's not very clear.
Okay, yeah, it's going in and out, but that, that does happen every once in a while. Oh, there you go. Very sharp.
Okay. I don't think it likes me very well. Okay. So do you want me to start all over with the whole thing again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, what we're going to do is, since we had the broadcast the rose was upside down last night. And so we're going to go ahead and Melba. Oh, and she's got Tenderful Enchantments, Mary Blankenship says. Oh, you've got 2 books of hers, if not more. So what Melba's going to do is she's going to start working on her rose again, and that way we can follow it from the beginning, and it'll be clear this time, more clear.
Okay, you don't want to go. You don't want to go over the colors again in case somebody else is new in there?
No, go over everything.
Okay.
Start new.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah, Melba, and before you do that, I need to step out for 1 second, so just go ahead and I will let you guys know when I'm back, which will be shortly.
All right, that'll be great. Hi, guys.
All right, all right, guys, go ahead, Melba.
Okay, first of all, we're going to use white. Now, all these colors are Prismacolors. And we're going to use white, which is PC 938. We're going to use Canary Yellow, which is PC 916. We're going to use Sunburst Yellow, which is PC 917. And we're going to use Poppy Red, which is PC 922. And Carmine Red, which is PC 926. Crimson Red, which is PC 924. Black, which is PC 935. And Indigo Blue, which is PC 901. Okay. Then we're going to, for the leaves, we're going to use white again, which is PC 938. Tell me if y'all can hear me, please. PC and Chartreuse, PC 989. Then PC 1003, which is lime peel. PC 909, which is grass green. PC 908, which is dark green. We're going to use Crimson, which is PC 924. And we're going to use Apple Green, which is PC 912. Okay. And for those of you that weren't with us yesterday, I'm going to get this part here. This is what the one finished looks like. Okay, it's not coming up on my screen. Can y'all see that? Okay, let's move the light because that does not do good for that. Okay, that does not show very well on that. There it is. Can y'all see that? Okay, that's one that's finished. The colors aren't very good on that, but hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. Then what I want you to do is I want you to get out your lightest red, which is going to be Poppy Red. And I want you to go in there and I want you to very lightly, and when I do this, I use the pencil on the side of the pencil. And I go in here because it gives you a smoother working surface. You don't have all those lines you fight whenever you hold it like this. You don't have those lines. It lets you get a nice smooth surface. So that's what I want you to do first is lightly color in with your lightest color, which is Poppy Red. Color the whole thing in. And I went back in and I did a little bit of shading to show you because I turned this leaf, this petal, I'm sorry, up here and I gave a little curve to it so that it gives it a little bit more shape and dimension. And I also over here on the right petal all the way to the right side, I added a little turn in there. Okay. Then also where we're going to go put black later for the shading, I went in there and I just lightly colored almost, outlined almost all this stuff very lightly. Just made it, it's the same color. We're still using Poppy Red. So we're going to go in here and we're going to put this in here. Anywhere we're going to put the shadows, I put that in there. And like up in here in this petal all the way to the left, we're going to go in there and we're going to color right against that petal next to it and make it dark, fairly dark, all the way up into that part that's hanging out up there. Okay. Then the petal next to it, we're going to come in there and we're going to come right behind it and come all the way down and bring it out into the petal itself. We're going to bring it out. We're going to start darkening it. But this is going to give you kind of a a guideline on where we're going to be putting the black. And then this little bitty piece that you see right here, we're going to go in there and we're going to just make it a little bit dark down there. Then down here at the biggest petal that stands up the tallest up here, we're going to come in here and we're going to come right up along that petal right there. That outside petal is going over the big part of your flower in there. So we're going to come in here along this edge and we're going to darken that a little bit. Okay, and right here where this part comes up here, if you'll look on, okay, hold on just one second. If you have your pattern piece that I sent to you guys, if you'll look at that, because see if you can see on here where it's a little bit dark right here, we're going to come in here and we're going to add that shade in there. And we're going to come up here and we're going to darken this just a little bit. It's not going to have any black. It's just going to have the crimson when we get through. Then you're going to come here, and this petal, if you look right here, it's going this way. See, if you can see the veins in there. I don't know if you can see it on there or not. Hopefully you can. And you're going to bring your color around up in here, up that way. Okay, because that petal is folded over. From over here, it's folded over that way, and it comes up right there. Okay, hold on just a minute. I went out of focus there for you. Sorry. Hopefully you can see that better. I'm watching on TV too, and it's behind on the TV, so sorry about that. Okay, got a shadow. Hold on, let me turn that where it's not on there. There. Okay, so if you can see that right there. So we're going to have it dark behind this petal that rolls. We're going to have it dark in here. And then on the right one, we're going to have it dark right in here. It really helps if you have a photo that you can look at. Then underneath the petal here that I added to it, we're going to come in here and we're going to go underneath there on that petal. And then we're going to come underneath this one here and shade here, right here, shade right in here, and right up in here. Okay. Then we're going to shade behind this right here. And you're going to bring a little bit of the color up in here. And if you wonder, yes, I'm ambidextrous, so if I start coloring with the other hand, don't think anything of it. So just go in there and make that a little bit darker. And before we start adding the black, we're going to get all that in there so that it'll make it easier for you to kind of see where we're going with that. Now, even though this petal is going over the top of this one, the big one back here, the light would be coming down into the flower. So we're going to have a highlight right here. It's going to be, when we get to the highlights, we're going to add some yellow in here. Okay. Do I have everybody? Do you understand what I'm saying, or do you have any questions? I've got my screen on where I can answer your questions if you have some questions. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and put all those shades in there, and I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to make this just a little bit darker right here. And where this calyx, that's what the little green thing's called, is a calyx. We're going to come right up in here and we're going to shade because that calyx would be going over that flower right there. Yes, Maddie, you're going to be darker in the shadows, anywhere there's a shadow, because like this petal right here is going over the outside left one. This big thing in the middle of it, which started out as the bud, it's shadowing that second petal. Okay. Then this one is away from the flower. You know, when the flower opens up you have a space in there. Well, the light is getting right in here. So we're going to highlight in there. And then where we're rolling this petal here, we're going to be dark right here. And since this petal right here is going to be shadowing this, the petal underneath it, you're going to come in here and put like a triangle. But you're going to be very, very gentle with it. And don't bring it out too far. But can you see how that makes it look like it's rolled? Okay, and then behind here, we're going to, go in here and shade right in here. I'm going to do it with my left hand this time so that it's not in your way. But you're going to bring this up, and this is going to have like a bowl right here where the petal is coming across there, where it's going to be just a little darker than the other part. Okay, then we're going to this is pretty much, okay, we're going to add just a little bit more right here and bring it up.
Okay, and what you're doing now is you're adding all your basic colors. You're not at your final color strength.
Oh,
you're basically
absolutely not. This is just preliminary.
Okay.
Yesterday I thought, because everybody was afraid they were getting too black, too dark, too fast. That's why I'm doing this, so they can kind of gauge it a little bit better, so that when we go in here and do the black, they know and see. And I did different strengths. This is going to be darker than this is right here. This is going to be darker than this is right here. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just using the same base color that I was using, the poppy red, and I'm putting all these in so it makes it a little bit easier for everybody to do.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you would do me a favor, Melba, is just keep in mind that there may be people coloring with you, and you've done this so many times, is just take your time when you do this.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm trying to repeat things so that people that didn't get it the first time can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going back.
Oh, you're doing wonderfully.
And I'm going back in with my black. And yes, we're going to blend the dark to the light and the light to the dark. When we get through, we're going to blend all of it together. Because someone emailed me or texted me yesterday and said, I think I've got too much black on here. No, you probably really don't. And if you do, I'll show you a way to take care of that. But right now, we're going to go in here with the black. And I still am going to go in here with my pencil laid down. And I'm going to put it in here lightly before I start putting it dark. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
And I find that it's easier for me to just lay my pencil down there, and it doesn't get so dark to start with. And so you can go back in there and you can get heavy-handed with it, and I do toward the end. But I like using the black with the red because it gives you a feel that almost a color like velvet. One year for our anniversary, my husband got me a red rose bush because I loved red roses planted in the yard. And the roses came out, when they first started opening up, they looked black. And then when they opened up, they had the red on there, and they were the most beautiful things in the world. And when we moved up to Oklahoma, well, we left it there, and I've never found another one like it. Okay, now don't get this part right here too dark, because if you notice in the picture, I can't, I have my TV on, ILene, so and it's a different time. So see right here on this, the rose right here, on this part right here, see how light it is? And then right up here, where this petal's folding over it, it's light up in here too. So don't get this dark, and don't get this part up here at the top of this, don't get it too dark.
Okay.
Did you understand what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and actually, if anybody has any questions while we're going along, I am monitoring comments, and guys, do not hesitate to stop her and ask her if there's any problems, okay?
Oh, absolutely. Please do, because in class I have so much interaction and people stop me all the time. So yes, please do. Okay, now on this petal right here, the outside petal right in here, it's going to be light. Can y'all see how much lighter that is right there? Okay.
Okay.
And then over here on the, all the way over here on the right side, it's light right in here. Can you see that bowl looking shape right there that we were just putting in there? It's got a little bit of
Okay.
darkness right in there. So just be sure you don't get it dark all the way to the edge.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And anytime you need to see the reference photo, if you don't have one, just ask me and I'll be glad to show you. Okay. And right here on this, it looks like it has a little indentation. Okay, and I messed up. And I did this on purpose because I want to show you something. Okay, right here, this didn't get the black shade. It has the red shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty Scotch tape. Can y'all see that? And I'm going to lay it down right here where I just put that black and I don't want it. And I'm going to take my fingernail and I'm going to rub it right up that area. Okay, and I press down kind of hard. And this is going to pick up some of my leaf too because I got it stuck on there.
Helen wanted to know if you're left-handed.
I am ambidextrous.
That's what I thought because I've seen you using both. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can do it with either hand. See how that pulls it up? So I can work with just that much on there, but I don't want any more on there. And if I didn't really like that, then I could use my eraser. But I'm not going to do that because I want to show y'all how to use other means if you don't have a great eraser like ILene and they have. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my yellow in here to remind me. Don't do that. Okay.
Now explain why you use the yellow, please.
The yellow is our highlight color. And you'll see how it blends so well with the other colors as we do this. And we're going to put some right up here by this leaf. Can you, I moved it, so I need to know if y'all can see what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to put yellow up in here. On this big petal that's standing up, we're going to put yellow in there. Okay. And then we're also going to, I'm not going to put any more yellow because I won't, you know, I won't make another mistake like that because I just wanted to show y'all. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to pick up our black again. And on the pattern, you can see where right here, if you can see this, right there, it's got a little bit of black on that petal right there where it's coming up. And the black on here goes up on the edge of that because this, like I said, this one's rolled. And that's got a little bit of a rolled edge, and that black makes it show up that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a trip having it not as delayed thing whenever you're doing it live and whenever it's on the camera. Because I keep
to broadcasting.
Yeah, because I think okay, now I need to go slower because I don't understand what I'm talking about. Okay, and so I'm going to put black right in there. Okay. Now, it does have black down here at the bottom, just a little bit on this petal right here.
Yeah, can you push your drawing up just a little bit, please?
I sure can. How's that? Is
There
that
you
enough?
go.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go right here on the bottom. And I turned my light because it was putting a highlight on there too much. I turned it. Can you tell? Is it bother anything?
I'm fine with it. If anybody else is having problems seeing, let me know. And again, Melba, you said that you can see comments?
I can. Hold on just a minute.
Okay. I mean, that's not a big problem at all. I'm more than happy to read them off for you.
Okay. Oh, get off of there. My Windows update is trying to update right in the middle of this.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I can read the comments. No problem. Go ahead and keep going.
Okay. And I'm going to come right in here, and I'm just going to lightly go right on top of this calyx, and then I'm going to start bringing up the color. I'm going to bring up the black, and I'm going to bring it over this way and up because that petal is curved like this, and so your veins would go up like this. And you know, how your veins go in your body, that's how you're going to put these veins in because that's what gives the rose, how the nourishment travels up the rose.
Okay.
but you bring it, you start over to your left, and you're going to come right up to your right and turn it.
Okay.
Okay. And when we go back in there and add the other colors, it's going to pick these up, and it's going to, you know, where it's not so, that's why I'm not putting it bold at all. I'm putting it very light just to give myself the reference.
Okay, and just to let you know, your screen may have frozen. Are you moving your hand around?
No, I'm still now. I'm just still.
Okay. Move your hand and let me make sure we're not frozen here.
Okay, I'm moving my hand.
Yeah, we're frozen. The picture that it's frozen on is your, yeah. Melba, I need you to pop out and pop back in again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, she'll be right back. Meanwhile, guys, I want to show you a little trick in printing. If you go into your camera adjustment on your phone, you can go ahead and there it says contrast, brightness, sharpness, etc., etc. And what I did is I went in and I did a light printout. I did it very light so that the lines went very light. And I could have gone lighter than this if I wanted to. But you need to learn on your phone. I need to do a tutorial on this. I believe I have it in announcements as well. But oh, I know that I know what it is. During lives, I've showed you how to adjust your camera settings. And you can do things like this to print out very light lines because we've talked about making them disappear when you want to go ahead and color. So I'm definitely going to do a tutorial on that, and I will post it as a permanent announcements. But the point being is I've got this printed out very light now, and that allows me to change the way I color. So yeah, so we're just waiting for Melba to pop back in, and then we'll continue. Oh, good day. So somebody tell me while we're waiting for Melba, somebody tell me something positive that happened to you today that the rest of the group would probably enjoy. Now, as you guys know, I haven't really added a lot of yellow, and Helen has encouraged us to do that, and I just haven't done it as a technique, so I will have to go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so we're going to get Melba added back in. There we go. All right, flip your camera around. Nice curtains, Melba.
Okay, I can't see it on the screen now. Can y'all see that?
Actually, it's on your curtains.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, gotta flip it around again.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, it's still okay, it's still frozen on your curtains. Yeah, I know it.
How about now?
No, still locked. Yeah, let's go ahead and maybe pop out again, completely go out of Facebook.
Yeah, I did that. So, but I'll try it again. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, we're having this problem, guys.
It happens, no problem. Okay, so Julie said that she found out her raspberries. Oh, Julie, send me some of those raspberries. Wonderful. And Maddie says her sister had a great review at the doctor. Oh, God is good. Our weather was perfect, and she cleaned out junk from storage. Oh, that's wonderful. So glad for your sister. So is everybody clear about what I'm saying about camera settings? Melba, Wanda has mentioned that she does this as well, is that you can lighten and darken your lines on images. And that way it lets you play with the shading a little more. But I definitely will go ahead and do Oh, you are relieved. Yeah. Oh, raspberry pie for the 4th of July. Ho, 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 Julie. Maddie, were you anticipating bad news for your sister? I mean, was there something that was going on? I mean, you don't have to go into details. Oh, mulberries. There you go. Mulberries. Oh, Maddie, that is wonderful news. So what I want you guys to consider, please, is when you're printing an image out like this, you can go ahead and lighten it up. And what that allows you to do, that when you color on top of your lines and color this whole thing, you can make it look, Melba says she's going to reboot. Okay, Helen says Malbrav drawn ripple on cake icing thing to da. Helen is speaking a foreign language. Try again, sweetie. Okay, so Maddie's sister was coughing more and you were worried about some things, but no COVID. She just has allergies. Oh, praise God on that. Oh, Maddie, what a relief. What a relief. So does everybody, oh, Mary said she couldn't find the rose. Okay, Mary, you just go up into announcements, go over to the files, and it's there. Oh, your latest drawing, ripples for cupcake or ice cream. Okay. All right. There you go. Hi.
Hi. Tell me when you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. Can you push up just a little bit?
Well,
Just push your paper up on your clipboard without clipping it, maybe. There you go. Yeah.
you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's continue where we were. So I don't put in the black real dark to start with. I kind of shade it and put it in. And like I do my hair, I do one stroke at a time. And then I start, bringing it up a little bit. Okay. So on this petal right up here, behind the one that's standing up, we're going to go on here and we're going to make it darker. And a hint, whenever you're using black and you want to make it even darker, if you'll take indigo blue and go in there and use it, it makes it so much easier. It makes it where it gets darker.
Okay, now when would you use your indigo blue since you're just going with lighter colors on that right now?
Okay, well, right now I'm using the black, but whenever we get to putting the darker colors on here, this won't be dark enough.
Okay.
And so I will put some black, but I will add, in a minute, I'll add the black, the blue indigo, and it will make it even darker.
Okay.
This petal right here that I'm working on, this is the one that is going to be the one that you really need to watch, because most people will try to get it all the dark all the way in here, and it's not really that dark because these petals are not shadowing that as much down there.
Okay.
So you're going to come here and you're going to put this in there, and I'm going light on the black to start with to show you where it goes, and then I'll start darkening it because some people were saying that they had too much black on it. Well, this way you don't have all that black on it. You're getting where you're putting the shade on there, and so you can start visualizing what you're going to have.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, and it really helps when you explain those little, those insights, and especially on feedback that you've gotten from people that are, learning this and doing this with you.
Okay, I'm going to show you right now where I would use the blue on here, because I'm going to bring this up here. But right here where I put this behind this petal, Can y'all see that right there? Okay, I'm going to add the indigo blue and watch how much difference it makes when you do this. When you go back in here and put this in there. When you go in here and put this in here.
Oh, sure.
See how much darker that made it?
Yeah.
And that's just from, I'm not using a lot of pressure. I'm just putting that in there. And so that brings it out some. Okay, for some reason my headphones went off, so I'm going to have to turn my volume up.
Okay.
I'm going to take my earphones off. I had my headphones on so that my kids didn't have to listen to me. Okay, so now I'm going to take the black again, and I'm going to come up in here, and I'm going to always go the way your whatever your coloring is. So this is going out here, and you want it to look like it's draping over that way. So do your coloring and your shading and stuff, and color it the way you want it to flow, because otherwise it's just going to be flat. It doesn't have any shape to it. So I always color the way the petal is going.
Right.
Okay. Can y'all see that? And over here, I'm doing little round circles and stuff because I want to put more like a texture in there. Okay, and I'm going to come up in here and do this. And I added on the picture, if you have the picture, it has this little point up here that I didn't draw on here whenever I drew it. And it also has one over here. Now, this right here is going underneath, but it has this little petal right here, this part of the petal where it's turning. So you're going to go in here, and you can go ahead and, outline that with your pencil if you want, so it gives you some kind of target to aim for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but I still wouldn't get too heavy yet because we can go back in there and we can adjust.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to do some circles, but then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to bring this out. Can you see how the petal would be flowing?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can go in there and you can put it in there, but it's always going to look flat. Like there's no shape or dimension to the flower. What I'm doing is doing what God does, is giving the petal its shape.
Yeah.
And you don't want to you're going to put some, color in here, but we're not going to get it too dark. We're going to put mostly we're going to let the crimson red take care of that. But you'd have some for a base coat in there. Okay. Now, can you see how the shading makes the petals start shaping out for you? When we start putting the crimson red in here and it all starts coming together, you're going to go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You'll love it. You'll love it. But we have to do this preliminary work before we get in there and just I don't color just one petal at a time. I do the whole thing so that it all is a cohesive look to it. Okay, I've got to turn this. Right now it's in an ugly stage where a lot of people would say, oh no, I want to just throw it away. Nope. This is just the putting down the basic stuff on it. And you can give your petal a little bit of curve by adding, like putting your black in there. And be sure you do this and curve it. Don't come up in here and do flat. Curve it.
Yeah, and just push up a little bit, please, with your picture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. Since we have the camera turned around the right way, it's easier to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to just bring this down to where we did that shading, but go very lightly, because you'll be able to go back in there and make things darker, but it's easier, to make it light now so that you have that option. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm not going very dark. I'm not, making it real dark right now. Okay, then we're going to come here on this petal to the outside, right side. We're going to come up behind that. I need to turn that just a little bit. Can y'all still see it? Is it okay where you can see it?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make that pretty dark right there where it goes up against the flower. But as I come out, I'm going to make it lighter. And remember what I told you, that this has a bowl like right here?
Mm-hmm.
Where it would have like a dip in the petal, where it had been curled up against the bud when it was coming out. Well, it's still going to have a little bit of a shape there, and that's what we're trying to do, is give it some shape because it has a dip in the petal. But we're going to bring it up, but just right now we're going to put this in here. Y'all hear the little puppy whining because she wants up on the bed?
Of course.
Her name's Nina. She's 4 years old, but she only weighs 2 pounds 2 ounces.
And of course doesn't know that.
Oh no, if she was as big as her bark is, she'd be huge. Okay, I'm coming in here and I'm just adding a little bit of the black, and I'm going to come underneath this turn where I have here, the fold. Can y'all see that? Am I out of frame, or can you see that?
No,
where I came in here. Okay, come in here and put your dark in there. Okay, and I'm gonna put this real dark because see, there's a little part of the bowl of the flower right here that's beside that. We're gonna make this dark because we're gonna come back in there. We're gonna put some yellow on there, and then we're gonna put the crimson. Okay, and I'm gonna make this, carry this out a little bit further.
Now, I would emphasize to everybody that as Melba is showing you, how to color this, that, for example, when she's shading something and she goes part way up, you don't have to hit the exact point where she goes part way up. Push it up a little bit, Melba, please.
Okay, sorry.
There you go. Yep.
Absolutely. And like if you decided you wanted to change this color or whatever, you still pick out, a light, a dark, and a medium color. And you can go in here and do that. And there's so many good references on YouTube and on Google that you can pick out the flower and really study the flower and look and see what color is where, before you just jump into it, kind of do some research. I'm a great one for doing research.
Yeah, okay. And I encourage that as well quite a bit is, always, I don't know, people may just think it's cheating to like go on, Google or whatever to look at pictures and stuff. Absolutely, it is not.
No, that's how you learn, by, looking at the colors and stuff, because I mean, there's no way that you can know all these things. And so that's a great tool. You're not copying anything. You're just looking to see, where the colors lay and all that, so that's perfectly all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and push up a little bit, please.
Sorry. There you go. How's that?
That's fine. I'll just remind you every once in a while.
I appreciate it. Okay, and so we're going to come in here and we're going to color that, make that a little bit darker. Okay. Now I'm going to start back with my poppy color, and I'm going to start making all this stuff darker. And I'm still using it on the edge of the pencil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and guys, I'm coloring as well. Oh, Helen says she takes photos when she walks her dog.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My nephew and his wife are on a motorcycle tour of the United States, and she's been sending me pictures back of all the state flowers and stuff. And so I'm going to use those as a reference because I want to do a coloring book for all the different state flowers and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And, yeah, okay. And look, right here, I've taken the poppy pink, poppy red, and I've gone right here on the corner of this, and I'm just bringing that up and around. But I'm leaving that part in the middle. Yep, it's going to be yellow, but it's going to be lighter than the rest of it. So this right here is just giving you an idea of what you can do. And even on this layer, am I in camera? Am I in range? Okay. Mm-hmm. Even with just this color, if I go in here on that black that's in there, I can move it around a little bit. Can y'all see where it covered up those lines and stuff?
Yeah.
Can you see where it's starting to make it, not so streaky? If you hear my kids, they're getting kind of loud. They're watching something on TV that's got them animated. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one with the crimson. Shh, girls, not necessary. Bella, sorry guys. No,
right.
not necessary. No, ma'am. Oh, she's not minding very well. My son walked out in the front.
Listen, Melba, no problem. When I started my broadcast, that's when the guy that cuts my yard for me, it's a huge yard. I just can't physically do it myself. He decided to start mowing.
Hold on, I'm gonna let him out because I saw Matt come in. Hold on just a minute. Sorry. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Y'all are gonna have to be quiet. You're gonna have to be quiet.
Wanda, did you see the change to Poppy Red tonight?
Yeah, what would we do without all our pets?
Oh, exactly. Just love them to death. And by the way, guys, I'm playing catch up, so please don't concentrate on what I'm doing. Just concentrate on Miss Melba. So we're all set here.
Okay, now I have again the crimson red, and I love these holders. I like these better, the cheaper ones, because they fit in my doll 133 better than this big tube, but I love all of them. I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with these pencil holders.
Wait. Melba, which holders
What?
now do you like?
I like these, the wooden ones. See, they don't have as big a barrel right here. And so the doll 133 pencil holder that I use, pencil sharpener I use, holds these better than it does that.
Okay, so you like the one on the left better.
I like this one better.
Okay.
And it's the cheapy one.
Okay.
Sometimes cheap works better.
Oh my gosh, yes. And if
Okay.
you'll do me a favor and send me the link to that piece, I will go ahead and put that in the affiliate list.
All right, I will do that.
And would you please push up a little bit, Melba?
How's that?
Very good. Yeah,
Okay.
if you would lift the corner of your paper maybe over the over your stand, or slide it underneath. Yeah, and then go to the right a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
All right. Okay. You know, on camera, these colors don't turn out as pretty as they are. So just, you know, use your piece as a reference to do that. Okay, now I'm going to show you right in this leaf right in here. Right in here, it's going to have some yellow. It's going to be a little bit lighter, just a little bit, and it comes down right in here. And that top of that right there, the top of that little piece that's coming right there, it's also going to have yellow. So can y'all see where I'm putting the yellow? Right in here.
Okay.
Right here on top of this little turn right there. Can y'all see what I did? Right here.
Okay.
Right here. And right on top of that bottom of that petal there. Okay, and I'm using canary yellow for my highlight. Okay, now when I go back in here and I do color over that, the color is going to be really pretty, and but you can still see the highlight.
All right, so basically everywhere that the yellow goes, that's where you're seeing a highlight.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see that? I colored over it with red, but you can still see the highlight.
Uh-huh.
Can y'all see that on there?
We'll see what the comments say. I think, yeah, everybody can see it. Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to, does it bother y'all that I hold my pencil like that? Is it hot shading too much for you?
It doesn't bother me. It's however you want to hold it.
Okay, no, because sometimes you can't see through my hand. Okay. Now I'm just going to color lightly over that so that it's not just stark yellow.
Okay.
Can you see that makes it look like it's turned right there?
And which red are you using?
Right now I'm using crimson. That's my darkest red.
Okay.
Okay.
Wanda, did you catch up and get all the information that you needed? And again, guys, don't mind me because, like I said, I'm playing catch up right now, so we're fine. Concentrate on what Melba's showing you.
Okay, now can y'all see right there where that petal turned? And so you can see the yellow on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is not my darkest yet, so I'm going in stages because that way it's easier to make adjustments and it's easier to avoid the problems that you might encounter.
How many reds are you using, Melba?
Three. I'm using poppy red, carmine red, and crimson red.
Okay. And you started out with which one, please?
I started out with poppy.
Okay.
That's the one that I did the base coat.
And again, for everybody that's watching, if you need Melba to back up on anything, please do it. Please ask.
Absolutely. I'm here for you guys. And if there's anything, you have questions about anything, just say something and I'll be glad to help you however I can, because that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And
I'm eagle eye on the comments so that you can concentrate on your coloring, Melba.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah, when I'm teaching classes in person, there people are always saying, "Come here and show me." And I said, "No, I don't want to touch your piece." I go, "No, we want you to touch it." So this I don't have that problem with, because I don't like to color somebody else's thing because they're not learning anything if I'm doing it for them.
And guys, that, again, that brings up another point is, and I can't say this enough, is that even though you're following what Melba is showing you, you're going to have your own style when you do this. So
Absolutely.
She's showing you the basics for doing all this coloring and this shading. And as you practice this, you'll get better and better for doing it. So if this is the first time that you're doing this, well, it is with Melba, obviously, because she's not been here before, then, you're going to have a variance.
Because I want this to be yours. I don't want it to be mine because I know I can do it. I want to make sure you can do it.
All right.
And I want to make sure you're happy with what you're doing.
And again, the really neat thing is you'll have the video of this, and so you can go through it as many times as you want and replay it and check things and rewind. And boy, that's an oldie term, isn't it? Rewind. Oh,
yes,
my.
you're dating yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think I need the pencil sharpener.
Okay.
Now I have the electric pencil sharpener like ILene has, which is the Linkio, or however you say it. I have that, but I really like the Doll 133, the pencil sharpener, because it just gives you an excellent point. Look at that. Can you see that?
Yeah, and would you show how that doll works, please?
Absolutely.
And push your coloring up a little bit and reach up a little further with your yeah, now hold your sharpener over that. There you go. Yep.
Okay. Now this is the side of it. It has this little button. But what you do is you don't have to hold the button, but you pull it out and it clicks and it stays there. You push the button and you insert your pencil in there, and yes, it'll even do the square brute funds, or whatever you say it. Okay. And then you just sharpen it, and when it gets sharp to the point on it, then it will stop itself, so it doesn't over sharpen them, and so you're not losing a lot of pencil. And I have very little breakage. In fact, I don't think I've even broken a pencil using this one.
So that's a battery powered?
No, this is it's right hand powered.
Oh, okay, I didn't see you cranking the handle. I gotcha.
Yeah.
How do you like your Linkio? Do you like it?
I do. I do. There's sometimes when I'm going to do a whole bunch of pencils at the same time that I use it. But whenever I'm going to use one pen, just do one at a time, I just do it on that little thing, that little one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I really like it. I really enjoy it. Now, I see that if you can see, I'm coloring on this petal, the big one that's got the turn in it. And I'm starting up underneath here, and I'm coming down in an S stroke. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, guys, please concentrate on Melba because I'm catching up.
And then when I get on this outside edge, that I'm going to follow it up. But I'm still going to give shape to it.
And which red is this again, please?
The one I'm using right now is the carmine red.
Okay.
Which is my middle value.
Yeah, and that helps when you say which it is, like middle value, darkest, lightest, whatever.
Absolutely.
Because some people may not have the same brand pencil, so.
Absolutely. But since they have that chart of what I use, they can kind of, match them up to what they do have.
That's right.
Okay. So now that's my middle tone in that. And I like layering things because it just, especially things that, like portraits and stuff where you have to layer stuff. I just enjoy layering things. And that's why I'm real particular about my my pencils. Okay. Now I'm going to take my darker value, which is the crimson red, and I'm going to work on this petal right here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going over the same lines that I did before. Most people that color, they just go straight line, don't do anything, like this. But if you can see how that's giving that shape just by doing that, just by coloring that, coloring it around the way you want the petal to curve. Okay, and I'm going to go up in here and get it nice and dark up there. And until I get to the point that I want the darkest possible, I use the edge, the corner, the side of my pencil, because see how it keeps your pencil sharp.
Okay.
You don't have to sharpen it as often, and you're using putting more of the pencil itself on the paper as opposed to wearing it down.
Yeah, and that's what I talk about too when I color, is I rotate my pencil a little bit.
Absolutely.
And so as I'm doing that, of course, that's doing a constant continuation of sharpening.
Absolutely.
And if you'll push your paper up a little bit, Melba.
How's that?
Yeah, much better. Good. Thank you.
Okay. Now I've got one of these pencils. It's not as sharp as this one, but I'll go back in there and I will start using it, coloring it like this, and start making it a little bit heavier.
Yeah, Maddie says that she loves layers on that.
I think it does better because a rose is made up of so many different layers, and if you absolutely sit down, and my kids think I'm crazy. They had the rooster out of the pen a while ago, and the rooster likes to be held and cuddled, and it'll go to sleep in your arms. And I was looking at all the colors in the feathers and stuff, and they thought I was crazy because I was looking at every feather.
Oh my gosh, yes. And there is a lot to be said for that. And, we've talked about it too in my group, is that as you go out and about during the day, you start to notice a lot more subtleties.
Absolutely.
If you're standing behind somebody and you start to look at their hair and stuff, you're going to see a lot of different colors.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody's hair is just one color. My hair is white, but but I have so many different colors in it.
Yeah, Melba, Helen says, Melba, you've got good arm muscles. Me, I need to rest my wrist.
Well, that's why I'm ambidextrous.
So how long have you been ambidextrous?
All my life.
So like in grade school and stuff you were?
Yeah, yes.
Cool. Yeah,
Because I had, I'm sorry, go ahead.
did your teachers give you a hard time about that?
No, my aunts did. They were teachers. Remember I was telling you about them yesterday? They're 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
And they didn't want me to be left-handed because back then there was a stigma against being left-handed.
Yeah.
And I was always pretty much ambidextrous. But they would always say, no, 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 don't use your left hand.
Mm.
And then they got to where they left me alone whenever they realized I could do it either way. One time I was painting a big picture, like 8 foot by 5 foot picture. And I got tired of coloring with one hand. So I took 2 different paintbrushes and was doing painting with both hands. And my superintendent of the schools came in. He said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm painting. He said, with both hands? I said, yeah. And he sat down and he just sat there and watched me. He thought that was the funniest thing. Okay, now I don't like where that just looks like a straight black line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to come in there with some of the indigo blue. And I'm going to bring that color down.
Melba wants to know, can you color as well with your left as with your right?
Yes. And I can write backward, forward, and upside down and backward with both hands.
Oh, that is absolutely fascinating.
And another funny thing, I used to decorate cakes. And it got to where the judges wouldn't judge my cake. They just come along and they say, okay, that's Melba's cake, and they walk off. Well, I heard them say that one time. So the next time after that, I started decorating my cakes right-handed. And they come by and they go, well, that looks like Melba's style, but that's right-handed, you know, and they didn't know I was ambidextrous.
That kind of makes me think of, you know, how twins will pull things on people, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have some little cousins that's what they thought that was the funniest thing in the world to do that. But I've always been able to tell, you know, people apart. I have some really good friends that we've been friends since we were in 6th grade, and I still talk to them all the time. And they would come in and they would do that and try to take tests for each other, you know. And Karen would come in, and Sharon was supposed to be there. I said, hi Karen, under thing. She says, how do you tell us apart? And I said, I don't know, I just do.
Yeah, I had twins in my grade school, and people had trouble telling them apart, and I could tell right away.
Yeah.
Okay, Helen says, I meant so one, not the do one thing. Helen, can you rephrase your question there, please? I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. So
No,
you literally could color a piece with both hands at the same time?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about, that big picture I was painting. I was painting with both hands at one time, and I was painting different things.
Wow.
I don't know how, and I don't know why. It just works that way.
Is one hand dominant over the other?
Probably the left one, if I would say.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Back to the subject at hand. All right.
Okay. And now I have my tortilla. I showed y'all this yesterday. It's called a blending stump or a tortilla. Usually, and it's made up of just paper wrapped around, and it's hard. And I have a sanding disc that when I get ready to, you know, get that off, I just sand it and it gets it back to a point. And if you have colors that bloom, this is how you get the bloom off of them.
Okay, explain that, please.
A bloom is when you have so many layers that it starts getting shiny and it doesn't want to accept any more color. Then if you use this and go and get the shine of it off, you can start doing it. And I've noticed too that if something gets a bloom or it doesn't want to take any more colors, if you'll wait and come back a day or so later, you can start, you know, and it'll take more color. Okay, can y'all see that so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, push it up a little bit, please.
The color just does not come out as brightly as it is on the picture.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need me to slow down for just a minute? I can wait for you if you want me to.
No. Do not wait for me.
Okay. No, I was asking everybody else if they
Oh,
needed me to wait.
yeah.
I know.
If anybody needs Melba to slow down, please, you've got to say something. Okay, go ahead, Melba.
Okay. Now I'm starting on this next petal here. I haven't done this up here. You know, at the top half, I haven't done yet. I'm working on the bottom half. I'm trying to be aware of the time. Okay, now I'm going over this yellow that we have here, but whenever I get through, can you see from here to here where the yellow is, that it's not so. I have a great grandbaby, and I think she's going to be ambidextrous too.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you're going to encourage it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll have to have you come in some evening and just have you color with both hands at the same time.
Wait till I get a good camera set up. It'll take a wide angle to do that.
Yeah. Did you get your things ordered from Amazon?
I did.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I was so glad to help you with that.
Absolutely. Last night when you were saying it was upside down, I figured that, you know, how we fixed it, I figured that was probably what was wrong with it.
Okay.
So it works good now. Okay. Now, can y'all see how that yellow just came through there? Right in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to use the blending stick, the blending stump. And when I do use it, I press down a little bit because I want to blend those colors, where with a blender, Prismacolor blender, I probably wouldn't press hard. I would probably just go in circles and make it where it's blending.
Yeah, and that's one thing. When you're using your blender pencil, your Prismacolor or whatever is your blender of choice, is you need to be very, very light-handed with it, especially because you don't want to be encouraging wax bloom.
Exactly. Okay, is there anything anybody would like to see different than what I'm doing, or any suggestions or anything? I'm open to whatever y'all would like to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm monitoring. Yeah. And now you're using your blue on your black?
Now I am using blue on the black.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna flip this upside down for a minute, but I'll move it where you can see it. Can y'all see that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna come in here. I want to put, and I don't always do things the same way. Sometimes I'll say, oh, okay, I don't like that there this time, so I'm going to do something different. So you can do whatever you want to do, you know, because there's different ways and different flowers, and no two flowers are the same, just like no two people are the same. Even twins, even if they're identical, they're still not exactly the same.
That's right. Yeah, and you know, Melba was talking about how she likes to do the whole rose, and you know that if you want to just do the one petals at a time, that's fine. Um, but the only caveat to that is, let's see if I can find my tortillas. Oh, there they are. The only caveat to that is if you do one thing at a time, you can't see the overall impact of what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Well, to me, I can because it's already in my brain, you know, but like whenever I do this, all I'm worried about is that one thing. And then when I get to this one, I see how that petal's supposed to be. And so I can get it the same way.
Yeah.
Where if you try to do everything at the same time, you don't give it your full attention. You know, I break it down, no matter what I'm doing, I break it down to what I'm, you know, to where it makes it where it's easier. And so I get the effect that I want.
Right, but I was talking about where you were like shading the whole thing first to create your roadmap.
Yeah, right. Because that was to, you know, to try to, you know, make it where it's easier for everybody to achieve what they're trying to achieve, because it's putting the stuff down there so that it is, you were exactly right, like a roadmap. Because I mean, we're following pretty much of what we put down there, you know, to be able to see it instead of just having it overwhelm you. This way it makes it where it's easier, you know, to see what you're doing.
And really, guys, what it boils down to is whatever your level of comfort is that if you're comfortable doing a segment, that's fine. If you're comfortable doing the whole thing, that's fine. Push up a little bit, Melba.
Yeah, you need to do whatever you're comfortable with to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's not what somebody else wants to achieve. It's what you want to achieve.
Yeah. And again, you know, the one analogy that I use is it's like going on a trip. Is Melba may use one route and I'll use another route, but we're still gonna get where
Yeah,
we need to be.
exactly. And you know, ILene has her big drafters thing. This is a makeup brush. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And it's huge, and I have so many of them. I just use those, and then I can come in here and do, you know, like you do with your drafting tool, and get all the stuff off of it.
Yeah. Now, what I want you guys to remember in this technique that Melba is showing you, her whole, and correct me if I'm wrong, Melba, her whole point of this is that by blending together the elements that she's showing you, the yellow, the, you know, the darker parts, that we're not just getting a monotone coloring.
Okay. Right. We're giving this rose shape. When it's just flat on the paper like that, it looks flat. When you start adding the colors and the highlights and stuff, it gives it more dimension. It gives it pop and wow. You know, what you need to go in the background is darker, and what you need in the foreground is the lighter.
Mm-hmm. Now
Okay.
you haven't done two different things at the same time with both hands, have you?
Oh yeah, when I paint. Yeah, I can do two things at once.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like you're working, have you ever worked on like two canvases at the same time?
No, I just worked on that great big canvas, you know,
Yeah.
and it had horse and field and stuff, and so I could do two different things on it, you
Yeah.
know, at the same time. I can work on the grass and the trees and stuff while I was working on the horses.
Yeah.
So in essence, it's working on two canvases, but
And of course,
yeah,
you
we have.
found that to be quite a time saver, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, we had a friend, and he was a psychiatrist, and one time he was over at the house, and I asked him, I said, "Is there something wrong with me?" And he said, "Yeah, extreme talent."
Oh, there you go.
So I just laughed at him. I said, "Yeah, right."
Well, no, that's true. It is extreme talent.
Well, to me, it's I mean, it's a God-given talent, and I don't even think of it like that. I mean, I can just do it. I think I'm going to go with the poppy red up here. I put the crimson right here. Can y'all see that? Right here, I put the crimson red. I think I'm not going to take the crimson red all the way across. I'm going to come in with my poppy Can you see the difference in the colors there? Can y'all see the difference between right here and right there?
Yeah. Push up.
Okay.
Push your piece up a little bit, please.
How's that? Is that enough?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to go right here on this edge and make it the poppy color, which is more of an orangey color than the darker red. And as you see, I keep all my colors and stuff in my hand because I mean, and then I just pull them out and everybody laughs at me because I do that. But I have everything. Sometimes I may have 3 or 4 paintbrushes with 3 or 4 different colors in my hand, and I just reach down and paint with them.
Yeah. You know, this makes me swear. Damn it, why do people feel that they need to make comments when somebody does something differently?
Why did somebody say something?
No. I'm talking about when you were saying that people would laugh at you because you were, holding your pencils and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to do whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't laugh at people because I mean they have whatever is in their comfort zone, whatever they do to be, to feel comfortable. Go for it. I mean, God made us all different, just like there's no roses that are the same or no anything that's the same. It's just the way God made us. Okay. Now see how bright that yellow is in there? I don't like that yellow. So I'm just going to lightly go over it with this poppy red. I'm going to leave some of it in there. I'm just not going to leave that much of it in there. Can y'all see how that makes it look like that petal's turned?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like if I was going to do a really realistic rose, I would have the rose in front of me. And a lot of times your roses have either an orange tint to them or a purple or blue tint to them. Whenever you have the darker color roses that are more like the rose I was talking about a while ago that look black, they usually have more blue in them. And I love doing peace roses, the ones that are yellow and on the bottom and then they have pink on the edges. I love doing those.
Melba, you've got a little bit of shine on the left-hand side of your rose. If you could adjust. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Now right here on this last petal that's over to the left, I'm going to come right along that edge right there, the inner edge of that, and I'm going to put yellow the whole way down. And right now it's just going to be just the line. It's not going to be any more. Okay. Now I'm going to start up here underneath it. Let me find it. Using the carmine.
Okay, and again, if you'll say whether that's your dark, medium, or light.
Carmine is the medium.
Thank you.
And I'm going here under that petal up there at the top.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to just put this in there first because I want the different layer of the colors because they blend. You know how you blend your colors and you use your blending charts and all that stuff, or your combination charts, because if you put that color in there first, if you can see that right here, okay, then I can come back in with my crimson and I'll have just a little bit lighter shade than if I just put the crimson in there by itself. Okay. And I'm just going to come here, come right next to that where I want it darker. Can you see the difference right there where the darker's right up at the top right here, and then the carmine is lower.
Okay.
Okay, and since I have that yellow edge on there, I'm going to just come down there right on top of that with the crimson. I'm sorry, with the carmine. That's my medium value. And I'm going to come down there. See how laying it on the side, how much smoother you can get when you lay it down on there, because you're actually coloring with your whole tip of your pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to come here, starting at the bottom. It's actually, yeah, I need to put some black down there, but I'll do that in a minute. And I'm going to come up, and it's coming up and out, up and out. See how you round that off?
Mm.
Follow the lines of the petal. Let it speak to you and tell you how it wants to be colored.
It's like doing fabric, guys. You know, we've talked about that in a dress.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if you found out that you left out a color, you know, like the shading of the black where I'm filling in my area here, that's all right. Go ahead and add that. And then just add your blue on top of that.
Absolutely.
So it's never wrong to have to backtrack. And I promise you that as you're going along, you'll get to the point where you won't necessarily have to backtrack anymore. Now, that's not to say that backtracking is wrong. It's not at all.
Heavens no, if it was, I'd be wrong all the time.
No kidding. I'm right there with you. I really am pounding on people to quit being so judgmental when you are coloring. Quit banging on yourself because you forget something, right?
I mean, I forget everything, some things all the time. So, but you just have to keep on and keep on in it, and you don't make any mistakes. You just have happy happenings.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll keep persevering and just keep working on it, and all of a sudden it'll just all come together for you. So don't give up. There have been times when I get frustrated with pieces and I just get tired of it, and I'll just put it aside for a while and come back later, and I love it. It turns out beautifully.
And guys, how many times have we talked about that, where if you need to walk away from something for, you know, an hour, a day, a month, fine, walk away from it. Do not throw your pieces out.
No.
Because two reasons. Number one, you're not going to get better if you keep throwing out what your perceived mistake is. And number two, that perceived mistake is exactly that, is it's perceived. And where you think it's horrible, somebody else may look at that and really like it. It's art. And the thing is, if you're intending to draw, for example, a realistic rose, color a realistic rose, and you do something and you screw it up and there's no way in heck that it's going to be realistic anymore, then embrace what you did and change it up. Okay?
And guys, sometimes one tiny pencil stroke can make all the difference in the world, whether it turns out good or bad. Because I have done eyes before that I was not happy with. And later I looked at it and I go, "Oh, how dumb, you know, you should have seen this." One pencil stroke takes care of it.
Yeah.
So don't throw stuff away. Just keep on trying, because, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is, you know, your coloring. So you just have to keep on trying. And that's how you build your skills up. Because you get where you see the things that are wrong with it and you can fix it. And that's the whole idea, is seeing your mistakes and being able to go back and fix it.
Yeah. And I mean, I've gone back and forth with my peeps in my group, and I say, do not throw your pieces out. And in fact, what really warms the cockles of my heart is when they post a piece and say, you know, I had a really big issue here. I was going to throw it out. This is how I corrected it. And I look at it and I go, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. You know?
Exactly. Yes.
And you see, the problem is you get used to what you think your own art is. And so if it doesn't meet your expectations, you get frustrated. But yes, somebody's going to look at that and say, oh my gosh, Rhonda, that's beautiful, you know, for example. So
Exactly.
guys, knock it off. you know? You've heard Jeff Haney say this. You've heard Melba say this. You've heard me say it.
Okay, guys, do I have any questions? Anybody need anything? You want me to do something different? Or what you think?
No, I think we're okay. Just continue.
Oh, okay, just give me a little bit of feedback every once in a while. Okay, now on this petal, as I got to put the red on there, if you'll see, this has kind of disappeared where you would think that you had too much black on there. Now it's gone because you added darker colors to it and you've been sitting here blending it. You've been moving that color around. That's one thing doing colored pencils. The first time I did a colored pencil was that red Indian that I'm sure y'all seen on the thing that had a red t-shirt, red shirt on. And I realized how you can move the pencils or the color around, and I was just shocked, and I was so amazed, and I really liked doing it. And so he turned out pretty good. He was one of the 2 pieces I had that didn't burn up in my house fire. Everything else I had burned.
Oh, Melba, I'm so sorry.
Well, my husband came, I got him out safely, and I got out safely, so everything's fine. Everything else is replaceable.
Yeah.
That was in 2013. Now, sometimes I still say, I've got that, and then think, no, you don't.
Yeah, I've always, the only thing I would try to save, and I used to say, when cell phones weren't a big thing, is, pictures and, pets, of course, and of course, any family members. But right now, if I were to have a fire in this place, I would grab my phone and my pets, not in that order either.
Yeah, what really hurt me is all my artwork that was on jump drives and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, because all I thought about was getting my husband up and out because I was getting ready to go to a meeting, and so he was still in bed because it was early in the morning, and all I thought about was getting him out. And I mean, what really gets you is all your important papers, like your documents and stuff. That's hard, whenever you start realizing, what all we lost. So.
Oh yeah.
But,
and your prescriptions are gone, that you're taking, and yeah.
But luckily that worked out, because I always carried his medicine in my purse, so I had that. So I mean, you think, okay, well, the fire department's going to come and they'll get it put out. Well, try as they may, they didn't get it. It burned for over a week because all the floors were old, it was an old farmhouse. And so all the oak floors and stuff, it took forever for it to burn. It burned for a week.
Yeah. Did they ever figure out what started it?
It was an electrical fire. Yeah, they knew that it was an electrical fire. So, but I got my husband out, and that's all that made any difference.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of support, and so that was really nice. Okay. I want this a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my almighty eraser that ILene and I love, which is this AFMAT. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right here along that corner.
Oh, yeah. And would you push your piece up a little bit, please, Melba? There you go.
Okay. Can you see right here where I did that?
Yes, ma'am.
You just erase it. And now I can go back with the yellow and go back over it with the poppy red and just tone it down so it's not so bright. Can y'all see how that worked like that? Because I wanted this petal to look like it was really turning, and so I could even take this and go out here a little bit more on the edge of this. That sounds like I'm going to the dentist, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See, and so I made that turn. You can make every one of these petals on here turn and do your own little thing. All you have to do is just sit here and look at it and just think, okay, I think I would like that petal to turn. And you can make it turn. This is your piece. You can do whatever you want with it. You can turn petals. You can go back in here and add highlighting on top of the red. Did you see where I put the yellow on top? Just go along here and press down and just put a highlight right there. Y'all see that?
Yep.
I mean, it, you know, just, it's your own thing. Just go for it and do what you want done. And like right here, that black right there, that line's too much, too dark. Just want, you know, like just there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the crimson red, and I'm going to go right along here, and I'm going to go pretty hard, and I'm going to bring that black down. Watch. See how I just brought it down instead of having just a line there? It's kind of like you're erasing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're doing is pulling the black down. And oh, forgot I had it in my hand. Okay, so you can just, you know, use the tortilla and you can just set it down and pull down, and you can pull some color down. Can y'all see that? Mary,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Oh, you saw that? Mary says, Melba, God has blessed
Yeah.
you with such wonderful talent.
Thank you. I love you guys. Y'all are the bomb. I love Helen. Helen is such a godsend. She's a blessing. She's got now, that's a talented lady right there.
Yes, she is. Have you seen her books?
Oh, I have one of her books, and she should be proud because I don't have many coloring books. Isn't that terrible? All you guys have all these coloring books and I don't.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that she authored.
Oh yeah, I have one of her books, the sketchbook.
Helen, are you still in the room? You should be. Okay, everybody noticed how I went ahead and I've also highlighted these edges?
Absolutely. Okay, the one that you highlighted, the edge on this, the big flower that's got the turn on it, it shouldn't have a highlight right there. It should have dark on the edge. Well, it's yours. You do it like you want to do it. Sorry.
Oh, no, don't apologize. So what, right here?
Yeah, on the edge of that flower, it's dark because the highlight is really underneath it because, you know, the sun coming down on it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, my bad. Yep.
A lot of times when you're coloring, you need to establish where your light source is coming from when you do something, so you know where to add your shades and your highlights. And you wouldn't have, I mean, that's just, you know, when you're an artist, that's like a second nature to realize where your shades and highlights are coming in, so you know what, know what you're doing. Establish that to start with. And a lot of times if you're coloring something like vases with flowers and stuff in it, make yourself a setup. Set it up with the flowers and everything. Put your lights at different angles to that and see where the color hits it, you know, where the light hits it and what it does to the color.
Yeah, I was completely looking at this backwards, so yeah, I ran that line in the wrong direction. Thank you.
No, you didn't. I'm sorry. It's your piece. You can do it like you want, but, you know, just.
Okay, wait. Listen, Melba, if somebody
Yes,
makes a mistake, you need to tell them. That's fine. It really is.
I know. I'm so used to, though, if it's because some people want to color it a certain way and that's what they want and it's their piece. So I try to let them color it the way they want to, you know, but if you're trying to follow a pattern or something, you know, but that's just me because I like people to have it the way they want it. But
Well,
if
I understand that, but when you're teaching proper shading and so forth, if someone makes, you know, a mistake, you need to be willing to tell them that so that they know then they can correct it. So
right, I don't have any problem with telling them that in classes and stuff, and they know it and they appreciate it. But I also know that, you know, if somebody wants to change colors in my class, if they want theirs a different color, you know, I don't like to tell somebody, you know, to me, I call it color book painting whenever you're paint and you paint everything exactly like the teacher did, because you're not you're learning the techniques and stuff. And a lot of times when I go to a class, I paint it exactly like the teacher did it. Then I go home and do it my way.
Yes.
You know, but I'm paying that teacher to teach me something. And so I'm going to do it like she does it, stroke by stroke. Now my strokes, I'm a stroke art, I'm stroke work person because I took stroke work before I ever started doing real serious stuff. And it has helped me tremendously. So if any of you want to paint, go to stroke work classes first. Because there's so much stuff that learning the brush strokes helps, because it's a great, valuable thing to learn.
Yeah. And again, you know, that's what I tell my peeps as well. Not on the stroke classes, but if they're learning and they need to follow me, you know, step by step by step, that's fine. And then, you know, that's why you make copies of your pages, and then you go ahead and you do it your way.
Yeah, I had Sarah, I always have students, they say, well, we want to paint just like you. And I said, but you're not me. Let's get you to where you paint like you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they say, I just want to take classes with you. That makes you stagnant. You need to go and expand your horizon. Find all these other things, and you can then have all this knowledge, and you can put it together, and you have your style. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Are any of you this far or not as far? Because I want to go ahead and get the stems, tell you how to do the stems. And I didn't put leaves on this for a purpose, for a reason, because this is my beginner piece that I teach face-to-face art on. And so I didn't put leaves on because that would be another story, another time. But a lot of times, like right here, this, if on your pattern, it doesn't have this in there, I wanted it to turn right here. Can you see that, or do I need to move it up?
Yeah.
Right here, I added a turn in here so that it gives it a little bit more character. And I didn't put all the little stamens and stuff that are coming off of these things on the original pattern, because I want you to think about, you know, how they have, you know, stamens sticking out or little things sticking out. Okay. So, is anybody ready to do the lead, the stem and all that?
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to show us on the flower, Melba?
If you need some, tell me what you need and I'll do it.
Okay, so basically you're done with the flower now, right?
Yes, but y'all may not be. So just tell me what you need. If you need something, some help with something, then let me know and we'll just go back over it again. Let's make sure you understand what we're doing.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. And remember that this goes to video so people can go through and watch it again. But if you have any questions, even though we continue with the leaves, if you have any questions about the flower, don't hesitate to ask, just because Melba moved on to the leaves.
Absolutely. I'm here for you guys. And if you need to PM me when you have questions, I will be glad and I will answer you as soon as I can. I'm really bad about not keeping my phone with me all the time. My kids they get angry with me because they try to call me and I don't answer the phone. And so they're worried about me. And, you know, I tell them, you know, I don't carry my phone around like my kids do. They have it attached to them, you know, like that. But I will get, as soon as I get back and get on my phone, I will answer back to you. I will not ever let you just hang. So if I can ever help you with something, just give me a holler and I'll call you or text you or IM you or PM you or whatever you would like to do. So
yeah. Now, guys, when I did my rows, you know, I was doing catch up, so I really wasn't able to follow step by step by step. But aside from the fact, I mean, it's okay. You can see that I put in some more veins than Melba did, which is fine. And the other thing that you can do, if you want, is to go ahead and take an X-Acto knife and also scratch in some of this stuff and then go ahead and color over it again. Right, Melba?
absolutely. Absolutely. Any technique you come up with, use it. I mean, because you can print you out another one of these and do another one and keep practicing on it. And I want y'all to send, you know, post things so I see how well y'all did. because I would love to see every one of your pieces. So I would love for you to, you know, post them so that I can see, because it really makes me feel good whenever you've accomplished something and you're happy with it. If you're not happy with it, you let me know and we'll see what we can do to fix it.
So what I want to show you on mine, which is just a little bit different, is you can go ahead and just scratch in with your X-Acto knife, just lines around the flower. Now, on this part up here, I'm not really doing veins, but I'm just scratching it to give the the petal a little bit of texture. And this may take you out of the realism arena, and that's fine. If you just want to do something a little bit different, that you're looking at that and you're saying, wow, that would be cool, maybe just to go ahead and add some lines in there.
Absolutely. Now, if I was wanting this to be more realistic, then I would use some Gamsol or something like that to blend even more. But if you look at these roses in real life, they have little, you know, dips and stuff in them that you know, make it look more real. And so if it's like right in here where it's a little bit rough, I wouldn't worry about it, because flowers have little rough spots in them. So you don't want to make something look too perfect, because that makes it not real.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now the colors that I used for the leaves, and I use all these colors, and now this is chartreuse, this is lemon peel, this is dark green, this is apple green, and this is grass green. And you'll use all those in that little bitty spot there, because this is what makes the difference, is using all the different colors.
Okay.
Does everybody understand that?
All right. And would you go over those colors again slowly, please?
I will. Chartreuse, lemon peel, dark green, apple green, and grass green.
Okay.
Can you
And I'm
can you see
gonna
can you
ask
see
you
them?
one. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you one more favor, since they're the Prismacolor, right?
They are.
Okay. Would you also give the numbers again as you go over them? So just one more time.
I will. Let me get my sheet that I have them all done on, because my eyes are not really good to try to see those numbers, because that silver on there is not good. Okay. Here is this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I used on the leaves, I used some white, which is PC 938. I used chartreuse, which is PC 989. I used lemon peel, which is PC 1003. I used grass green, which is PC 909. I used dark green, which is PC 908. Crimson, which is PC 924. And I used apple green, which is 912.
Okay.
All right. Now, what I did first is I used apple green, and I just did like I did on the top. I just came in here and laid my pencil down and got just a little bit of the color on here. Now, I don't have it dark. I don't want it dark yet, because I'm going to add some other colors in there.
Okay. Will you push your piece up, please?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go underneath here, and I'm going to make that shade underneath there, because I'm going to do the bottom of the calyx, not the calyx, but the bottom of the bowl. And I'm going to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to change this shape that I have right here. I'm going to make that more rounded. Okay, and so like right here would be the bottom of your bowl. Can you see that? I made it darker, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker underneath here. And I'm going to go ahead and make this even darker, because I'm going to show you how to make a highlight to show that make it rounded off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. See that line right there? I took white before I did this and made a little mark right here, and you round it off a little bit. That gives that highlight onto that bowl.
Okay.
Okay, and so you round it off, so it gives you roundness to the bowl of the bottom of that petal, not petal, the bottom of the calyx. Okay, and so I'm going in here and making that just a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in here with my next darkest color, which is grass. I'm sorry, I used apple green on first, and then now I'm using grass green. And I'm going to go up here and make it just a little bit darker. Now, the leaves and stuff on roses have more of a bluish gray tint to them than they do green. A lot of people make really green leaves for roses, and they don't have really green. They have more of the olive blue tone to the leaves.
Yeah.
So this grass green has more of a blue, but I'm not going to put the gray in there because I'm just going to, we're going to do it this way for now.
Wanda wanted to know what color was the base coat on the stem.
The base coat on the stem was not apple green. Hold on just a minute. I have to look. Yes, apple green.
And what's the pencil number?
The pencil number. Wanda, are you trying to cause trouble? The number on it is 912.
912? Okay.
I love you, Wanda. Is Helen still with us, or did she go to bed?
I guess she went to bed. That's too bad because you were paying her a compliment.
Oh no, I wouldn't. No, they're 6 hours ahead of us, so she needs to be in bed.
I know it.
I just love that. I'm honored that she came in. Okay, now I'm gonna come. This has an indentation right here. That's why I went in here and did this little circle, half circle, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna make just a little bit darker where it comes out to make the bulb of the flower pop a little bit.
So
Okay.
Melba, did you know that Wanda's middle name was Trouble?
Hey, we have the same middle name, Wanda. Cool. No, I didn't know that, but it's not. Wanda's amazing.
You're gonna have to ask Wanda about drunken gnomes one of these times.
We all have to be kind of grumpy sometimes. I try not to be anymore because I was so bad when my husband was not doing well and I didn't have much patience with anybody, and so
Of
I've been
course.
trying really hard.
Of course, that's perfectly understandable.
I know, but it's not my nature to be grumpy.
Yeah.
But people don't realize when you're a caretaker for someone you love, it's really hard. Okay, now that after I did that, I'm gonna come here with chartreuse and I'm gonna blend that together.
Okay. Wanda, do you feel at home now?
Okay, see how that chartreuse kind of blends all of it?
Yep.
Now I'm gonna use chartreuse down this side, but I'm going to add a white highlight right down the middle of it because that's going to round the stem off. It's going to keep it from looking flat. It's going to give it its highlight.
Now I need you to really push up your piece so that we can see that stem. There you go. You got it.
See it?
Yes,
all right.
ma'am.
Okay, so like I said, I did a white streak down the middle of it like that. But when I get through, it'll all be blended. So I'm going to take my chartreuse and I'm going to come down just down this side. And if y'all wanted to take your white pen or whatever and make that black line go away, you can. I'm just not worried about it right now because we're just doing a learning exercise.
Exactly.
Okay. And next to the chartreuse, I'm going to put lemon peel. And lemon peel has a little bit more of a brown color to it, or an olive tint to it.
Mm-hmm. Wanda wants to know what your second green color was.
My second green color was chartreuse. Oh, wait. No, I did apple green and then I did grass green up here right underneath on the bowl, right underneath the calyx right there. I used apple green, grass green. This right here underneath here is grass green and it's number PC 909.
Okay, so your second color was what, please?
Grass green
Okay.
909.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and see where this calyx coming out here is coming down. You need to be sure that you shade underneath there, and then just blend it down because it's going to be casting a shadow. Same thing over here. This one's going to be casting a shadow. So it's very important when you cast a shadow, you don't just put that line there. You carry it down and you have a little bit of a triangle right there because the bowl is going underneath it. So you need to make sure that you just put a little shade underneath there and then bring the triangle out. And same thing here. I'm going to just bring it down a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay, can y'all see that? Okay, now I put the lemon peel down. Now I'm going to go back in here with the chartreuse and I'm going to go over the lemon peel and over that white highlight. Okay, can you see that? Now I'm going to take the apple green. Yeah. And I'm going to come back down this side. I'm going to blend all of it together.
Okay,
with the apple.
Wanda wanted to know if that was lemon peel or lime peel.
I'm sorry, thank you. It's lime peel. Sorry. I knew better than that. Thank you, Wanda. Couldn't do it without you, girlfriend. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take this to get all these colors blended together. I'm going to take the apple green and I'm going to lightly color over the whole thing.
So once again, you're using your yellow as the base color to highlight, correct?
I am using the highlight of chartreuse.
Okay, or chartreuse, yeah.
Chartreuse is 902. And I used it over here on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm taking apple green, the one that I used for the base coat, and I'm just coloring over the whole thing to blend all the colors together.
Now, Melba, I'd like to introduce a little bit of brown into stems. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. If you want to put some brown in there, I don't have a brown out. Wait, hold on just a minute. Maybe I do. I always gather up the colors that I'm going to use for something, and instead of adding brown, you can take a dark red, like this is Tuscan red.
Oh yeah.
If you want to do that, because when you mix red with green, you get brown.
Exactly.
So, or you could take another red and you could, go in there and you could introduce some like this, like right here. So think about your color wheel. You don't have, just because you don't have a brown doesn't mean you can't do something. Okay, so now I got to put all these pencils up. I got too many in my hand. I don't like pencils rolling around on my desk, so I have little containers that I put them in as I work, and then I can pull them back out. Okay, see, I put that little bit of red right in there, so you can go take this and go back over it. And you can take it down just a little bit more, or you can use it to shadow underneath your bowl right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then just use that as a shadow all the way across slightly.
Now, one of the things that I also like to do is I like to, in order to get rid of the line that's on the paper. Now, when I printed this, I used my iPhone camera and I adjusted the lightness of it and I made it very light.
Right.
And then what I like to do is I'll color my very outside line, my darkest color, and then bring that in, blend it in so that it gives like a tube effect.
I understand what you're saying, but like sometimes in realism, you can't get away with doing that. But I understand where you're coming from. uh, but but mine on my printer, whenever I print it off, I can make it lighter or darker. And if I'm just doing it for here, not for coloring, teaching coloring, I would make it really light where only I could see it. And so that way I don't have to worry about it. But since I was teaching it, I had to have the outline and stuff where y'all could see it.
Yeah.
So in different circumstances, I agree fully with what you're saying. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of that red up here. And this is Tuscan red. And it's staying in, with the colors we're using, it's staying in there. So we're not introducing another color that's not already in the drawing, so
right.
that it won't knock it. You introduce another color, so, but just think about anything that's your complementary color, because green is red's complement, or green is red's complement. Anytime you mix your complementary colors together, you're going to get brown. Because like if you mix blue and orange together, you're going to get brown. And if you're going to mix red and green together, you're going to get brown. So there's a lot of ways to get a brown color without actually using brown.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday when I used black and yellow to make green, because blacks have a green base tone whenever you're in real life, whenever they're making green. I mean, brown. Oh, shoot, black. It's got green. Or blacks can have a blue tint to them too. Okay, on this calyx right here, in the inside here, there's a white area coming down, and I've got chartreuse, and I'm going to start over here where that hump is on the calyx. I'm going to come down, come around, and come down. Can you see that? I made it darker, kind of like an S stroke, because that's how that leaf is doing. So that gives it some, a dip there. And like on this other one, it's going to come down and around so that it looks like the petal is going up into the flower. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to go in here and make this a little bit darker, and the edges of that are white. So I'm going to go in here just on the edge, on both the edges, and then right down the middle, it should have a white opening. So you can go in there and you can make it a little bit darker if you want, but carry that down.
Okay, and once again, you're introducing white as your base color. Why?
No, it's a shade, it's a highlight color.
Okay.
Because this inside is the green. And what I'm going to do, I did the chartreuse, and I'm going to go back in with the apple green. And
okay,
I'm going to...
Yeah, and by base color, I mean that you put it down and colored over your leaf with it.
Yeah, because I was establishing my highlight.
Yeah, I'm not using base as the word base color. I'm using it as your coating color.
Right. But it just, it's
foundation color. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to, on the very tip of that, I'm going to put a little bit of red right here on the tip. I used is the carmine.
And the reason you are doing that is?
Because a lot of times when you look at the leaves on roses, they'll have a little bit of the color of the flower itself in them. And so that's why, usually right on the end, I'll add just a touch of red on the ends of it so that it looks like it, comes down like that. And I want to take this and make it just a little bit darker right up here. Can you see right add that little bit of darker green up there at the very top, right here.
Yeah. We're getting a little blurring, but that's all right.
Oh, I wonder why. Hello, come on.
I don't know. It does that sometimes. The broadcast will pixelate.
Well, that stinks.
But we can still see, so that's fine.
Oh, okay, just so you can see it. But I add the darker where it's coming out from behind the flower, right in here. Can y'all see? Just right on the very top of that calyx where it's coming out. I don't add very much, just a touch. See, that makes it look like it's going into the flower where it's not just sticking out there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because of course it would have some shadow from the flower if it was coming from out underneath the flower. Okay. Now on these that are coming out from underneath there really bad, okay, I'm going to make it right where it's going under the flower. I'm going to make it dark and just carry and I'm using dark green. And I'm just going to come down and kind of follow each one of those things that are the little barbs, I guess you call them, that are coming out. I gotta take my glasses off. Hold on. Okay, and I'm gonna make that the chartreuse color. All of those. I'm just gonna come in here, and I added some more of the barbs in there, like that are on the picture. And I'm gonna add a red tip on that. And then I'm going to go back over it with the chartreuse color and pull it in. And I kind of wing it, I don't have a certain way to do these. I just, whatever I feel like I want on there, what'll make it show better, I just add it in there, but I don't just add one color. I don't have just, as you can see, I'm using all these colors that are in my hand on each one of these things.
And again, guys, that's where I always say when we're talking about dimension, depth, and detail is that you want to use your different shades of whatever you're using.
Absolutely, because that's what gives your picture dimension. If you don't have shape, then you're losing all your dimensions.
That's right.
So the shape is what adds the dimension and gives it, the shade and the highlight. That's how you make the dimensions to your work. And I usually don't outline per se things. Very seldom do I do that, but I'll put something on there and I'll think, okay, I don't like that exactly like that. So I'll go back and just do what I want. And usually it, works for me. So can y'all see that shade or the red on the end of that calyx?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go start on, nope, I lost you. My picture just went away.
I'm sorry, Melba.
My picture just went away again.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you what I'm doing? Do you think you'll understand?
We can still hear you.
Okay. So on the calyx that's coming out from the flower on the left-hand side, I'm going to start it with a little bit of the apple green coming out of the flower like I did on the others. Just a little bit. Don't make it very dark, just very little. And the grass green, that I use grass green, sorry. And it has more blue to it. That's why I decided to use it. And I'm going to come down with the chartreuse to that part where I added to turn the petal. And so right up against that, I made the turn on the petal with the darker green because it has the blue in it.
Melba?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do this. I know it's kind of an aggravation. Why don't you pull out and come back in again?
All right, gotcha.
See you in a little bit.
Be back in a minute.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. All right. So again, you can see where we're talking about the depth and dimension, where you want to go with your various colors, both on a shading aspect and also on coloring the part itself. So don't use additional colors just to shade. You want to use additional colors to give that dimension and that detail. Okay. She'll be back shortly. Okay, and then the bottom of this rose, this is where she was talking about that you want to have that little bit of shading so that it looks like the leaf curves into the rose, and that there's not an abrupt stop. And this is where, if you want to add a little bit of an extension on your leaf, let me see if I can come in. You can go ahead and do that. So as Melba mentioned, the first time you can do it exactly the way she does, and then times after that, start making it your own. Okay, she's requesting to come back in. There you go.
All right. Hold on. Let me turn it around if it'll turn. There. Hold on. Let me get it back up here.
So as you can see, I'm going ahead and shading a little bit more under that rose to give that depth in there.
Okay, can you see that?
No, I think that's your ceiling.
Well, I tried that dumb thing. I changed it.
There you go.
Well, my ceiling's white. Okay, now it's not coming on there at all. Hold on.
You're there.
Okay, I'm not seeing it on my screen. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Let me move that back a little bit, and I'll move this because it's got my tripod, not my. There. Can you see that now?
Yeah, and if you can push your piece up a little bit since you're doing the stem. Yeah, up, up, up. Like go right up. A little more. There you go.
Okay. So what I was telling you about this part right here that's turning.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay. I did that with the darker green, but it's got the blue in there with the dark green because the dark green has a blue tint to it. And so I'm taking it down to here and I'm making an S stroke up.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to shade this down a little bit. I'm gonna move my clipboard. Hold on just a second. Okay, can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so right in here, and I'm just gonna shade in there a little bit, and then I'm gonna come with my I take my glasses off so I can see, and then I can't see again. Okay, so I'm going to come with my grass green back up here, that's coming out of the calyx, and see, I put the apple green up there. Okay, so I'm going to take now a little bit of the lemon peel and come down, because it's the one that's got the brown looking thing in it. And I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to use the chartreuse to bring this down further and to blend those colors. Okay, and I'm going to pull this color up. Can you see how it blends that color up? But I'm going to go ahead and just lightly put a little bit of this color right in here. Okay, now we have part of the petal underneath there, of the calyx underneath there, and I'm going to come in here with the red, and I'm going to put a little bit of that right in that part that you see that's hanging down underneath it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put some tip. Okay, now I'm going to come back with the chartreuse on that red and blend it in.
Okay.
And then come up here and bring the chartreuse up. Now I'm going to redo the green, the dark green right here, because it kind of got blended in. Okay, can you see where it turns it there?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
No, I think I'm all set. Wanda, any questions?
No questions? Okay, and when you finish, I want you to put your name on there really pretty.
There you go.
Put the date, and put the date.
Yeah, everybody gets so busy coloring or concentrating on what we're doing. Sometimes they'll forget to ask a question.
Well, you know where to find me. And I'm going to put on mine ILene's special event.
There we go. Oh, Wanda says she's running behind on the leaves and the stem.
Well, we still, if she needs some more help or whatever, just, Wanda, if you need some more help, just PM me, and I'll be glad to go back over everything with you and, try to help you get that all done. And I hope please, y'all post your pictures. I want to see what they look like. I want to see what I did wrong, because I can tell by how you colored your picture if I did something wrong or didn't explain something well enough, because I want to make sure that everything is explained to you very well.
Okay, so let me brush off my piece. Yeah, and I varied a little bit too, because I was playing catch up as well, because I had to leave my screen. But yeah, let me.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere. You guys can, like I said, you can PM me if you have some problems or you need some help on something. Just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. But I would like to see your pictures posted so I can, tell where I didn't do a good job, or where you need a little bit more help or whatever. Because I want you to be really good at painting roses or coloring roses, because they're my favorite. So I hope they will be yours too, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as you can see, we got pretty close to, our original picture. We got pretty close to what we were trying to achieve. It doesn't look as dark as what the original does, but we can go back on camera. It never looks as dark as it is.